athlete commission is there to look after the athlete's interest. That is a fundamental issue there. Every national federation should have an athlete committee to look after their athlete interest. That is the way it is done. This is how it is done in USA, this is how it is done in New Zealand, this is how it is done in Singapore and everywhere. For some reason in our country we have not established in each national federation athlete committee. But they say they are not being informed by respective international federation. That is, I think we need to look at it differently. But when it came to NOC, IOC was very clear that we should have an athlete committee, athlete commission comprising athletes. There was the issue about it. When it came to us, we said, okay, I have written to them saying that those athletes who have participated in last 3 Olympics could be called. So we facilitated, NOC is there too. The guideline was there, but I think for easy handling, we told athletes themselves to form the athlete committee. But then the issue came up later. It was not my athletes or anything. All those athletes who had gone from the last 3 Olympics were called upon, and they formed their own series. There was no interference from anyone for that matter. Let me explain further. Then the issue came up in the constitution. There was a clause saying that athlete commission should be last 3 Olympics. But in the IOC guideline says those who have participated in national level in the last 4 years. So that was the issue. But this was sent to them previously. I told them they are meeting, and I also sent them the minutes. There was no comeback from them. But after the issue was raised, IOC came back and said, why don't you have the guidelines properly published, which they came back to me, and put it to the special general meeting which we are having, so that everybody is understanding. But there's one clause there saying that the majority of the members should be those who have participated in Olympics in the last 3 Olympics. We have only a handful of people, because every association you have not only athletes, the officials also participate in the game. So they are quite aware of what is happening with those people. But I think you need to get the athletes who are participating in Olympics to be there. Otherwise the whole purpose is lost, NOC having it. But let's look at it. I will not say further because we are going to have it on the 4th January, the special general meeting. At that meeting we have already circularized the guidelines to everybody. Each one to nominate 2 athletes, 1 male and 1 female. And based on that, we can facilitate, we will facilitate. We will also get the not only guidelines, what the athlete commission task is. Athletes themselves said, we will have their own committee. That's how it came. But now IOC says, Maxwell, why don't you broad base it? So we will call each national federation, including badminton to come here, swimming. And if you look at it, the participation in Olympics, it was only athletic, badminton, weightlifting, now it's judo and shooting and swimming. So majority, so there is a composition has to be agreed upon at the by national federation, which we are putting in a democratic way. Whatever way, the 2 nominees who is coming to General Assembly has to have participated in Olympics. There's no question about it. So therefore, only you have a handful of 10 or 15, 12 people, they should be there, whether we like it or not. But let's not talk about it now. Let's wait for athlete commission to again get it and make it broad-based. And end of the day, what we want is that athletes' views to be heard at all levels. That was again, if you go back to 9th of November, I made it very clear. I think some of those representatives, they keep on saying that they had the majority at that meeting. Let it be like that. But the fact is, I very clearly told them what is the view of the IOC. Mr. Fernando also read it. But this group was adamant that they want to change the composition of the exco. That was one particular one, which was when IOC gave suggestion, we have to understand what they are saying. They are very diplomatic in their saying. We should know what they are saying, right? They will not say, Maxwell, do it. But if they say, Maxwell, we suggest we do this way, that is the indicator that I have to guide by that. But this group failed to understand the diplomacy of IOC. So when you send the draft constitution, they came back very strongly and said they are not in favor of this big exco. Then they say you have to call for another meeting to approve these things. So they always try to put the blame to somebody. They should blame themselves for not accepting IOC guidelines when they send. Everybody was given a copy of the constitution, which you have it here, with the IOC. You can see here comments. So they should understand those comments when the IOC says this. But you don't forget that we are a very small country, right? And we are not US, we are not New Zealand, we are not Australia, we are not even Singapore. So we need to, they listen to us because we make a lot of suggestions in those meetings, then they have high respect for us. I think we need to work on those lines, try to win people, which we have done it. I think this is one area where the group felt they try to dictate terms and say, no, we want it this way. They say we have an exco now, call for the exco meeting. I think highly, you adopt a constitution, they say just because you adopt a constitution, that is the constitution you are going to do it. No. IOC has to approve this constitution. I think the message is very clear to them. First, they should know what they are talking. Secondly, they should understand what IOC is saying. I think they failed and they are trying to tell the readers here that we have manipulated. No. I think it's absolute, I think probably use the right word, the group was confused by the leader himself. So that was the result of this whole thing. Otherwise we should have had all this thing by 1st week of January. They should be blamed for taking that step. The group very clearly says, let's have the due process, we all respect, we all have a set of guidelines, we will respect that also. If I had done, my president says, well, Maxwell, why don't you go by the guidelines? No, we will certainly do that. And we'll also have a constitution, we'll also have a Sri Lankan law. Those process will take, it's not my call, if the president is there. If I have told some of the guys, when they complained to me about the SGM, I said, this was done in consultation with IOC. And I have not told this thing. And also IOC wanted me to get the ideas from office bearers. And I think they told me that I have sent it to selected people. No. Office bearers was copied by email, asking their comments about the date. And 31st is Sunday, and 1st is Poya, 30th is Saturday, and I think the families will not like anyone coming on 31st. That let's be very honest. If somebody wants to come on 31st, so I think the call is even two senior people say, Maxwell, it's a good thing that we want to have it on the 4th. Or after second, third, so I think 4th is, there's no big deal in changing few days from this side to that side. I don't see the logic in that. Neither IOC also said, oh, actually we don't mind, a few days here and there. So having talked to them and having talked to President, and I think this was done. Audited account is now, as I told you, 13, 14, 15 audit has been done. I have got some reports here, and then the 16 is being done now. I'm sure by end of the year we will have all the accounts ready. Once they have the Auditor General's accounts, we will call for a office bearers meeting and present to them before we present to the general membership, so that everybody is given an opportunity. But I think that one is not my call. I told the President, I'm sure that we will not take ministers on so lightly, but very seriously. I'm sure Mr. Fernando, our President, will also take it very seriously, ensure that we set an example to others. That there's no question about it, buddy. That we are just going to have a AGM without audited account. And since people are making a lot of noises in the media, we want to ensure that we do the right thing. That will be done.